Visit ZABALGamez.com. That's ZABAL Games.com and sign up.
Decentralized energy, let's talk about Web3.
Welcome back to another ZABAL Games workshop. Today I'm here with Ali. How are you doing today, Ali?
Thanks so much, man. It's all good. What about you?
Dude, it's amazing to have you back in the building. We had a short Better Call Saul Yaps episode. If anyone wants to take a look at it, get a little bit more background on Ali here about some of the things he's done. I'm very excited to have you here for our pre-vibe coding workshop. I think there's a lot of things we'll touch on today that can be really valuable for a person that's not necessarily used to creating code or creating systems around code and software. And I think that's very valuable, especially for an individual like me who has seen some of it through my electrical engineering backend, but not really built it myself and executed and tried it out. So yeah, thank you for being here. How are you doing today?
Yeah, it's all good, man. Just recently moved to a new studio. So that's why actually yesterday I'm a little bit tired, but I'm okay.
I love it. I love it. Well, I'll pull up this presentation and let you get started, and I'm excited to hear what you got.
All right, perfect. So guys, first of all, welcome to just today's workshop. I'm Ali. Some of you guys know me as an orange man, so that's why I just wanted to put some orange to this presentation still. So previously, I worked at a company called Favor for 3 years. I got my whole know-how during that times. It was a Web3 social media. It was merging Lens Protocol and Farcaster at the same time. After that, I applied more than 180 jobs, and I guess no one didn't hire me. And then I built my own consulting company, and then I started to consult my freelance projects and about the both product and product marketing. So meanwhile, last year I started to build influence, which many guys from Farcaster time. So if you know it's from through if you are using Farcaster, you definitely know through just orange gifts and other stuff. And Influence was a first mindshare upon the Farcaster. We did a great job. We won the base batch, base on-chain summer award, and we were selected for base batch 2. I went to Argentina, pitched the Influence. Unfortunately, the market condition was not good, and we did an amazing job. We distributed tons of the money to creators in a just automated and way with algorithms. So recently, in a couple of months ago, we just shut down. Now I'm just exploring the vibe coding. Actually, today we will talk about that, and I see most of the people is actually suffering and having some pains, and how they don't know how they should do or where they should start. So, Zal, just did you share on social also? I guess yes. Let me just quote it first, then I think we can go.
Awesome. Sounds great. No, I'm excited. I think there's so many pieces to learning how to build with AI automation or AI assistance and how to leverage it in a different way, because whether you're a completely experienced software engineer or a person that's completely new to it, you have a completely different perspective and a different creativity to bring to it. So I think it's all about learning the best way to communicate in your way with it. And I think having some very basic foundations of workflows that other people have found successful is a very powerful way to learn.
Yeah, perfect. Exactly. And thanks so much for having me, by the way. So, and I'm pretty sure, I hope people will love it. And just in Asia, I just learned something. Lower the expectation, you will be happier. So I hope you will enjoy the presentation. Shall we start?
Go for it. Amazing.
Perfect. So quick warning before the start. This is not a coding workshop. If you're expecting, it is not about that. So we will discuss about how to think, not how to write code, okay? So the topic is think part, because the think part is what nobody actually talking. So it's the part that actually determines if your app gets built, or while web coding, you will not get a proper result and give up in just a few days or maybe 2 weeks. Today agenda, we have 6 topics, all right? We will define vibe coding, talk about the why domain expertise beats any tutorial, break down that a product actually is, and then we will go through mistakes everyone makes, and then how we can just flip it. And it's out of topic, but it's part of the topic of vibe coding. Kinda, it's a mix it, but for me, but I wanted to mention, I want to mention about the builder mindset, and then I will give you a live demo at the end of the presentation by sharing my screen. All right, let's go. Let's start with what vibe coding is not. As you know, this meme became popular. So whenever there is a new model, LLM model, everyone just sharing, for example, Fable or just the Opus 4.8. So people just sharing a screen and just saying, build me a $1 million SaaS and make no mistakes. But actually, this became something people is, just now it's out of a meme right now. People just get stuck with the AI, so they are keep building the same thing because they are trying to build something they don't know, which actually means AI is just copy pasting whatever AI knows. We will come that part. So what is a vibe coding actually? It's simply you describe AI builds, but is it that much simple for described part? We will discuss. Whichever language you speak, it doesn't matter, Turkish, English, Spanish, you talk with the LLM model and then it builds for you. No syntax, no computer science degree required. So which no syntax means you don't need to memorize the grammar of that programming language. You just describe what you want in plain language and AI handles the technical part for you. And for tool, you can use Cloud, Codex, Cursor, Lovable, and they made the execution part almost free and cheap, I would say. But just want to remember, make sure everyone should remember these sentences until the workshop is done. So the bottleneck is never AI, it's the us. So not knowing what we want. So, but how we will know what we want? So if bottleneck is us, how we will know what we want? To explain it, I want to give an example because that's best way to explain the things in a clear path. Imagine, so Zal, actually this is for you. Imagine I ask you to create a presentation about a building from an architectural perspective. Just analyze the building in architectural perspective and in different details. So I'm pretty sure you can do it with AI, right? So you can just upload the pictures, AI can do everything, and it will make a grid, it will prepare a perfect presentation. But can you stand up and defend it? Can you just really present it?
Yeah, no, I think that's such a great question. On some of them, for sure. On others, definitely not, which is a challenge because
Yeah,
it works. But if I want to iterate on it further than a product that works, something that I tested and worked up as a solve for a solution, a challenge I have today, it
yeah,
works. But if I would want to productize that or leverage it for other folks, it might not scale at that same level
yeah,
because I don't have that expertise of how the back-end architecture works of the actual
yeah,
product.
yeah. Exactly. This is something like that. That's why we call it domain expertise, which means actually know-how. So uh, it's actually confidently just I can say that most of the people can't just present that kind of an architectural presentation in a confidently. Why? Because it's outside your know-how, and that's the just core point. If you have no idea, you can't think. If you can't think, you can't talk. If you can't talk, you can't define. And if you can't define, you can't actually build. Yes, you can build, but it will not be yours. I will come that part later. So another example I want to give: all of us can drive, right? Everyone is driving mostly, and then most of us can do simple things, changing oil, top up water, cleaning water, blah blah. So, but ask someone to change a spark plug. Most people don't know how, and if you try without knowing, you will damage the car 99%. Even if you don't know how to do it, without the right tools, you still can't do it. So same with AI actually, same with the vibe coding. Fundamentals still matter. If you skip them, everything after is a just guesswork, or you are not owning that core product. So AI is owning the product and you are just mimicking. So what is actually a product? When we say product, we are talking about anything that repeatedly gives value to user. But mostly there is a misunderstanding. Value doesn't have to be functional. Think about the games. A game doesn't fix a functional problem. It solves the boredom. It gives you fun, achievement, and then a sense of a progress, right? that's still a product. It's just an emotional and a social one instead of just functional one. So everyone fixes, not every product actually fixes a pain. Some just deliver joy. If you only think in the terms of function, we will miss the what makes people actually love something, right? So that's why product actually has three dimension. It can be functional, it can be emotional, it can be something social. We can just connect with it. But the product has three lenses. So this is how I see always, not just me, but overall general. Uh, who's the user? What is the problem? And what value I'm actually giving them. If you miss one of these, and the product usually falls apart, and we are not talking about the becoming a 1 billion user or whatever, we are talking about the startup kind of a cultural program. So it's like you are just recently just launched something, you are getting your first 100 users, then first 1,000 users. So the great products actually happens exactly where all of three overlaps, which actually means there's a product market fit. I want to give an example. So two examples actually. One of them is headphones. Uh, you want to listen to music on a bus, okay, in a public, in the subway, but you can't bother the people around you. That's a real problem, right? And that headphones solve it. Simple. Or something as a small, as a pen cap. So without the cap, the ink will dry and it will leak around. It will make the around dirty, leaves marks everywhere. So that tiny piece of plastic actually solving a real specific problem. That's what a good product thinking looks like, even at a small scale. And I know these examples are just the physical products, but the product, both product can be both digital and physical. We will focus on the digital part, but we need to understand this first, how it looks like. So products don't start perfect. They evolve with the people and the tools evolve, but the main job never changed, okay? To give an example, I want to show you just these, you see these three pictures. The humanity just wanted to just, store information. So first we used the cave wall, then stone, then parchment, and then paper, and now mobile apps or just computers. Completely different technology every time, but we have same need, right? Same function, recording an idea, sharing an idea with others. In the first time, we were recording. In the second time, we were making it durable by just doing it for stone. But then we realized we couldn't move it together with us because we are just moving another country, another place. And then we make it portable. That's a progress. And that's the lesson. Instead of chasing the trend, chase the job. Yeah, job means actually core function. Your tech stack will change 10 times over the when you are building a product, but users need mostly not. It may change compared to, for example, if you compare 20 years ago, people were not needing headphones that much because there were not that much a phone. But now people need different things. So we need to adapt the tech, but we need to understand the core functions. It's totally different. I know everyone's just looking for how to provide code and how these things can help us, but without understanding at least 1% of what a product means, we are just swimming in an ocean blindly. So to understand that to build something, actually, we need to understand the anatomy. Before looking anatomy, I want to explain a few things for distribution of an application. So there are two main ways to ship an application, actually, to build an application. First is web app, second is mobile app. And the mobile app, as you know, there are two major operation system. One of them is Android, another one is iOS. So you can build both web app and mobile app. You can just build for mobile app. It's up to you, or you can just support both of them. So in this case, we will talk about the web app because I highly recommend everyone, if it's your first time, don't deal with the web coding something for mobile. It's a really painful process, and I highly recommend just go with web apps. It's super easy compared to mobile apps because mobile app side has different problems compared to web app. So we need to understand the web app, okay, how it looks like. I know everyone is looking the tons of websites, right, every day. But did you realize there are common things? So what kind of a common things there are? So we need to understand that, okay? So a home, it means a domain actually. You see a domain, blah blah.com, blah blah.xyz, blah blah.ai.org. So then we have a header. Header means actually a logo, mostly on the top left, and the top right there is a call to action. And open the app or just book a call or whatever you have. And then a big text. We call it a hero section, your core value proposal in one sentence, is one liner. And then this is a generic landing page. After that, your core app pages. When you open the app, there will be different things based on your requirements. If it's a game, maybe leaderboard. If it is just simple landing page for your consulting company, then it's just there's no app. So it's just a simple static page. And then when you scroll down, you will see a footer, which means actually the most of the boring informations, actually. So Zal, can I share the other screen to show actually a few examples to people?
Go for it. Let's do it.
All right. Wait, stop sharing. I guess I need to reshare, right?
Go for it. I think it's super valuable to understand how. I definitely second the recommendation for building a web app first. And then once you are happy with that, then look at how it looks on mobile and improve it for mobile, because that's much easier process than going the opposite way.
Mhm.
And then also understanding how traditional web pages are framed doesn't necessarily mean you're defined to that, but understanding what the basic, the basic defining features of a basic web app that you normally see every day, and how you can actually define the wording and the terminology of where and
Yeah.
what that is, because that's the biggest thing. Is once you understand the terminology, you can always ask AI to explain it more for you, and I think that's the beautiful benefit.
Yeah, exactly. So now let's just look at the three different websites, right? So all of us familiar with. First is Base, second one is Aave, third one is Nena. So when you open the first time base.org, you see a what we call it header. So in the header, mostly in the top left part, there is a logo and of the company or project. And the top right part, there is a call to action. If it is opening an app, it's opening an app. This is a Base official website. It's not a Base app official website. That's why it's forwarding you to their documents, because Base is a chain. So as you see, there's a big just hero section, and it says the blockchain for global finance with a really big size input. So and then this is their call to action, their one liner. What is Base? The blockchain for global finance. And then when you scroll down, there are lots of small details, and then you see something. This is a footer part. So they are hiding lots of technical and unrelated, less important things in here, including the socials. Because if you put everything here, it will become a crowded, right? So you can't put it. So let's look at another example, Aave. Same. So there's a header, there is a hero section, and just their one-liner is savings for everyone. Scroll down, there is a footer. So this is the actually main structure for all of the apps, all right? So let's look at the Lena as a last start. Same name, a header, and the call to action login, and build where your users are. They're just one-liner. It explains what is Nena actually. And then scroll down, you will see footer. So this is very important. And it's normal, you don't need to take care about these details mostly, because actually, so let me just stop. Okay, because a normal person shouldn't care about these things until you start vibe coding. So if you never work with a product team, if you never part of a technical team before, or if you never just joined a technical meeting for ticketing or whatever, it's normal. You don't need to understand these things. But these are the simple structure of a web app. Still, we don't talk about the think part, as you see. It's just a core fundamentals. So let me just continue by sharing my screen. Oops, I guess I clicked wrong. presenter B. All right, let me just, okay, perfect. Do we see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So now this is actually just how it looks like, okay? So the skeleton, we will be filling once we start building. If we have an idea, we will come that part. So we have some common mistakes when we are building, actually. That's very important to understand before thinking an idea. No ownership. So it means actually AI decide everything, just you don't own it. Because you didn't just shape it. You just accepted what AI says. And if you don't own it, probably you can't sell it because you don't feel like ownership about that. So wrong domain. We explained the domain is actually a know-how, building somewhere you have no real contacts, which is, by the way, perfect. Definitely you can do that. I'm not saying you can't do that. But if it is your first practices, I highly recommend just do how you feel comfortable. For example, what does it mean? People asking that too much. Ali, what does it mean? What's my know-how? What's my domain? So let's just think. You need to understand who you are and what you like. And so maybe you like games too much, okay? And or let's give a reverse example. You never played an FPS game before, and now you are saying me you will build an FPS game. Does it make sense? It doesn't make sense because you never tried the existing ones. All right, so that's a problem. So and let's just say, for example, you are a creator. You know uh, the the pain point of creators. You can build a scheduling tool for yourself, and then if it really helps, if it is really helpful for you, and then you can share this tool with others by making a premium subscription, for example. And it's super simple, by the way. So it's not hard. Just you need to think about what's the problem you have experiencing or what others experiencing, and then do you have something, do you have some know-how about that topic? Do you really defend on the publicly, say, hey guys, this is the problem, I know the problem, and I prepared a product for it, I built a product for it, and then now you can use, and then you can make that problem will gone just for a couple of dollars. So that's very important. Wrong domain means actually you will be bored in a couple of days, and then you will feel like you are not moving. Actually, AI is not building. Maybe you are not fit for that. Okay, so overbuild MVP. That's one of the things. Chasing perfection instead of shipping the core function. Mostly people is doing whenever you start the vibe coding. I want this, I want this, I want this, and then Cloud Codex, whatever the agent is using, they are just doing and the first core functional documents and the backends and files, whatever. And then you are saying, I decided, I changed my mind. And I want to do this. So maybe it affects entire structure that the AI was building. Still, you can, yes, it can do so, but still you will burn maybe lots of tokens for it. So we need to understand what we have in our mind in a solid way, which, by the way, at the end of this presentation, we will have a live demo about that, no worry. So that's why detail. Don't overthink, don't just, polish everything. So there is maybe just 1 millimeter space between tags or whatever. It doesn't matter. If the app works, okay? So if it's a UI problems, if it's really a big problem, yes, we need to fix. But if it's a small things, don't try to polish. So because you will lose yourself at that moment. And then until you're fixing it, okay, I will fix that part, then that part. And then actually you are postponing your launch. Launch is so important. You have to launch as soon as possible to just get real feedback from real users, because AI or you can't see the things. So recently what happened, I built a project called MC Probe. So it's fully vibe coded. I was using a few MCP server, and then I just said, I'm just connecting with these MCP servers, but is that healthy server? Maybe they are just doing something wrong. Can I just scan it somehow? I was thinking. So, and then I decided to build something, scoring mechanism for them. Is there a healthy something? Is it just a proper error handling, blah blah. When I start to talk with AI, and I had a clear picture in my mind, and then I built an MCP server which audits other servers. So, but with in paper, everything works nice, right? I tested 3 times, not just 3 times, personally 3 times, and the AI tested 10 times, and there is no issue. But one of the Farcaster user, I forgot the username, so sorry for it. So just tried for his MCP server and found a bug. So if I wouldn't just make it public, and if I wouldn't announce that, I wouldn't get that bug, never. So this is very important. Launch as soon as possible with the core function, and then get your initial feedbacks. So this is how you can move on. No distribution. It doesn't matter how good the app you build if nobody sees. So that's why you need to make sure you are talking about that, and you are just really doing something for it. And pure laziness. This is the modern problem, right? Modern luxury problem. So sometimes it is what it is. We need to take time and just a little bit rest, which I was doing for a while after shutting down Influence. But we need to just start at some point, and we shouldn't just lie to ourselves. So, but we can flip all of these mistakes. No ownership, define it and own it. This is very important. No one is talking about. This is really so important. The psychology of the AI vibe coding is very important. The people doesn't feel like responsibility to the product which is not defined by themselves. This is so important. So wrong domain. As I said, as I give an example, if you never played an FPC game, and then if you are trying to build that kind of a game, that's a problem. You can try, you can just challenge yourself, but I would recommend just go with something you are curious about that first. Overbuild MVP. Make it simple. The details, don't overthink. And no distribution. Start talking publicly. If you don't talk, why others should talk about your product? And pure laziness. Get up your ass. There's no other way, right? So all of us, know each other from Farcaster base, and that's an important thing to remember. The builder mindset is a very different than just a normal mindset. So because it requires some certain type of things, you need to suffer. You need to just give up and just and do something else instead of that. This is the mindset that ties all together. I love Naval Ravikant. I read his book, I guess, 3 times, and I sometimes still read for some parts. So he says perfectly, specific knowledge is found by pursuing your genuine curiosity, not whatever is hot right now. That's actually domain expertise in one line. That's why I just keep saying domain expertise, know-how. It is very important. And it comes down to 3 things: a grinding mentality, a building in public and actually talking about your work, and understanding the game of distribution. It's not after you build, it's a part of the job. So we need to keep in mind, vibe coding is not just pressing the button, defining something. You need to do lots of things. All right. So now here's the truth. The idea and the production don't matter as much as anymore. It doesn't matter if you have an idea or not. You can ask tens of ideas to thousands of ideas to just to AI. The AI compressed both of these two down to almost nothing. So idea and production really don't matter as much as anymore. So what is left? What actually differentiates the people? It is the execution part. So own what you ship, and that's it. So just and keep distributing, to keep learning how you can distribute it. So this is very important part we need to understand. So because now there are some even certain tools, certain skill files, certain repos I saw. You can just copy the screenshots, all right? Take a screenshot of the apps and give the domain, and then they are just literally copying in just one couple of hours based on the complexity of the apps and blah blah. So it's so the product that does these type of things are not matter anymore. So the matter that what matters is we have to be there, we have to be visible, and we have to own what we have. So the presentation part was that much actually. Thanks for listening this part. I will jump the cloud part, but before that, if you have questions, I'm happy to just answer.
Awesome. I love it. Thank you so much, Ali. Amazing presentation. I think there's a lot of juicy tidbits to take out of that. And I appreciate you for sharing all those things. If anyone has any questions, feel free to ask. We saw a couple of people saying that they were excited. I love products that spark joy. And yeah, I think we could definitely continue over to the demo if you're ready to rock. I'm
Yeah.
excited to see what you got, what you're going to share.
Yeah, let me check how I can share the cloud. I guess I need to share my entire screen, right? Oh, yes.
Yeah, there might be a tab for just the one terminal or the Claude instance in and of itself.
Okay, I think I found a way. Now I open the cloud on my browser. Okay,
Okay, cool.
do you see my screen?
Yep, perfect.
All right, perfect. Yeah, now I will show you something simple in the cloud, okay? And so if you think this is it's very simple. So we will talk about the certain things. So just give me second. I will open another docs. And actually code part and new session. Okay. All right. So okay. So now I prepared the simple, actually, just prompt. I will share with the prompt with everyone after the call, and then I think you can practice it. Okay. The prompt is simple. I'm just saying to AI, just I want to build an app. Don't give me any output yet. Just ask me questions, one small group at a time, and wait for my response before moving on. Start with these two. Are you a developer or non-technical? Is there a first time building an app? Then ask what the app does and who it is for, which actually is covering the two fundamental of the product, right? So function and the user. So what the platform, web, mobile, or both? Whether users need to log in. Do you have a login system? Are you planning to have something like that? As you see, we are not still discussing your idea. We are discussing the functionality or structure of the app. The idea part belongs to you. You can put whatever you want. But to make the vibe coding session is successful in a detailed way, so you need to define these things instead of letting AI define for you. Because if you just say build something, I need something like a creator tool, but I don't know what I need. So AI will keep just guessing and hallucinating about what kind of something you are imagining, because it's a generic topic, right? A creator tool. So it will say you, do you mean these? Do you mean these? Blah blah, and then you will start discussing. That's also another practice, which very perfect. But now this is purely focus. We will focus how we can make the pre-vibe coding part is clear for AI. And this is a soft model. Actually, I have another hard mode of these questions for myself. So, and then I'm working on it to make it something for everyone. I will share after whenever it's ready. But let's continue with this now. Okay, the user needs a login. Maybe you are preparing building just a simple, just a landing page for yourself. Maybe you're a creator, you just want to get a deal from the company's projects to make a UGC videos, okay, contents, and then you can make a simple, just a landing page by putting your picture, by putting one-liner. So there are lots of creators are doing that, and there's just a one call to action: book a call with me, and it's opening their calendar. That's it. No login, no anything. Is there anything in your app people will pay, or somehow maybe how it will work? Do you require any payment? Yes or no? If you're selling a subscription, yes. If you're not selling, no. And then if yes, still we need to understand, can I pay with the crypto? Can I pay with the credit card? Do you see what I'm doing? I'm just defining the user journey, what I will do step by step. So then what we need to remember between the visits. So let's just say I open the app, I log in. This is a game, let's just say simple game, simple Mario game. I just open the app. My level is seven. There's there's a leaderboard. But imagine if your app doesn't remember my level. Whenever I open every time, if it starts from the one, it will be a problematic, right? So I wouldn't just keep coming. So which means actually remember means data section, data layer. So what kind of a tables, what kind of a data your app will require? So do you have a leaderboard? You don't need to define the technical part. What kind of a data the app remember? Your profile picture, your just level, your experience. So your final, wherever you stay, when you just visit last time, maybe level just 7, level 14, these type of things, okay? So so it will give us a clean summary page with all of these details. Now let's just enter it and just try.
I love it.
Do you have
I
an
like how
idea to
you.
build?
I do. I had a. Let me 1 second. I wrote it down in my notes. I think. Dun, dun,
I will
dun.
share I will share this, by the way, with everyone. So
Okay.
people,
Have you ever used Unlock Protocol? Do you know what Unlock Protocol is?
no, I didn't use.
It's a simple collectible, yeah, a collectible protocol. I guess it might be maybe two. Maybe search and ask about it after.
Yeah,
Once we get,
okay.
I don't know. Is that a part of your process? Because one of the parts of my process in pre-vibe coding is telling my AI to research about the thing that I want to build,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
having it come back to me with questions sometimes.
yeah, yeah. Definitely, we can do it. So I think so. The whole point of this pre-vibe coding is you will put the idea, or you can discuss an idea in different chat and come back here again. But whole point is that we call it PDD, project design document, for the agent to start building. Actually, that's the whole point. So, and this is a soft PDD. There is a hard PDD mostly, and with all technical details, UI, UX, and other stuff, and all the if there's a contract involved and all the details. For example, recently the MC Prop has a I guess 17 page of PDD file with all details in the beginning. So, and I'm building another scoring algorithm. So that project has a, for example, 35 page PDD. So if you define in a really all details, with all the whatever you want to see, whatever you want to do, what kind of a function you are imagining. So if you define everything, AI will handle it. It will be just one click for AI. That's very important to know. But for now, for idea part, we will copy just something simple. But first,
Perfect.
let's
Yeah,
just
let's
go.
do that.
We will go with this flow. Okay, first question: are you developer? No, no, I am none there. Okay, I am marketer. I am marketing manager. Just say, is this your first time to building an app? Yes. Okay.
I love it. I think the more detailed, the better is always helpful too.
Yeah.
So having the marketing manager helps because it's like, okay, I know
Yeah.
what my perspective is.
Yeah. So now there's another question. What does the app do? So Zal, do you have a quick idea to build, or I can make up anything?
But think of a quick idea. My ideas are always way too complicated.
All right, man. All right. So let's just say I want a simple landing page for myself. Okay, that's it. It is only for myself and potential customers. Oops, sorry.
I like that you add your bullet points.
Okay, now there's a problem. There's the AI thinks what kind of a landing page so you're offering. So is it showcasing your freelance service, personal brand, or and what kind of a something you are just looking for? All right, actually, I am a marketing manager offering consulting. Web3 projects. Okay, so there are different package they can buy. They can request. They can book a call with me. I want to also show my existing clients. There are, let's just say 4. There are 3. I have some testimonials from them. Okay, now AI even says it's a clear, right?
Yeah.
All right. So the platform. Okay, this is very important. But that's the presentation. Remember, there are 2 main distribution: web app or mobile. So I highly recommend everyone go with web app. Don't deal with mobile. Okay, there are lots of problems you will experience, especially in iOS side. Even I'm not talking about when the phone changed, you will experience the bug. I am not even talking about that. So mobile is a problem. So the platform is website only. Do visitors need to log in for anything? No login. So okay. Okay. Is there any money changing hands on site itself? Visitor pay directly through the page, or is it the book call? Yes, no money. They can book a call for free. Does the site need to remember anything between visits? Actually, no. It's a simple website for me. It's a landing page. So there is no level system. There's no gamification system. It's a simple landing page. This is a simple idea. I know we could make it more complex, but I think you can practice it after this workshop in your codex or cloud or whatever.
I also think it's always really helpful to try out with something small. Everyone with vibe coding is always like, okay, I'm going to reinvent this wheel or this thing that I want to do
Yeah.
for my project or this or that. And it's like, start with a small project, get it done, try it out, fix it a little
Exactly.
bit, right? And then start putting your teeth in longer projects, right? So I like a very simple landing page is a great place to start because that's what I recommend all my musicians.
Exactly. So definitely I agree with that. So now it gives us a summary, app summary, what it does, who uses it, platform, accounts, payments, data, pages needed. So do you want to add or remove or change before I turn into a build the file? If you are agree with that, I'm okay with that. Just say it, I'm okay with that. Create the file. Okay. So if you think there's a problem still, you can just change your mindset in here. So this is why important. So most of the people, one of the common mistakes I forgot to mention, but when I presenting, so people have some ideas, okay? You are in the middle of now building something. Maybe already 2 days passed. Now you're just saying the AI, hey, I changed my mind. I don't want to add social login, which probably will impact many places, right? So by the way, it's okay. AI can handle. It's okay. Perfect. But you will burn tokens. Don't forget it, okay? You will spend lots of tokens. So if it's a big feature you are removing, I highly recommend just don't do it. Just go and start from a scratch chat. So that's a better if it's affect all of the tables and other stuff. Now it gives us a simple, a softened PDD. All right. So it explains everything, what this is called, who visits, platform, core rules, pages, home, services, clients, contact, design notes, content the user will need to provide. As you see, it will request from me whenever I'm building. I want to give the list of the client names. I want to give off the list of my service. So out of scope, don't do anything with the user login. There is no payment. There is nothing, blah, blah. So now, if you just copy this and go to just cloud, which we will do by, I need to change my screen because I forgot Google, sorry, cloud doesn't open properly.
No worries.
Open
I
the
think
folder.
building that PRD is super important when you start because you solve a lot of the problems. Those 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes that you pre-vibe code solves hours and sometimes
Yeah,
days of things that happen later down the line.
yeah, exactly. So do you see my screen now?
Let's see. Boom, I can pull it up.
All right. Do you see?
Perfect.
All right. Now, when you open the cloud first time, it was something like that. But now I have lots of work to do
This is in
here.
cloud
That's why,
code, right?
yeah, this is the cloud code part. So first, what you should do, come here, and then you'll see choose a file or whatever in here. There's an open folder section. Okay, go desktop. Just choose I will choose the workshop now. Okay. Now I will just pass this. I will not do anything. Okay. Okay, this is the Opus 4.8. Okay, do you see? It's almost done. Just wait a moment. In just probably maximum 3 to 5 minutes. So we can just get first print. So, but we decided many things. We don't know, by the way, color yet. We don't know anything. So mostly people is focusing unrelated things. Okay, color, the things, buttons, how the button is big or small, or yes, these are important. UI UX is very important. But first, build something you should see with your eyes. Okay, then you can just keep improving yourself. You can make the buttons more, modern. You can make the website more modern with the time. You can add uh, some uh, some kind of a gifs and other things, other confettis or whatever, some very fancy things. So whole point is you have an idea. That idea, actually, you have some know-how, which you can define what you need. This is just landing page. Don't forget, there is no detail. If it's a game, we had to design all of the detail, like a leaderboard, like a game system. Will we just sell diamond? There will be what kind of a system there will be? Is the PFP? Is it just sorry FPS or MMORPG or whatever? Is the mobile or not? So there are lots of details. Imagine it's another project like let's just say forking Farcaster, okay? So as just a UI, it will be let's just say forking Twitter. So what you will have, you will log in, blah blah, something like that. So what I'm saying is the idea will shape whatever you have, and then these will change the entire product. If there's a login, that's another something. Okay, now we have already website. As you see, guys, we built, I guess, under 10 minutes. I know it's not fancy, right? Making it fancy is another part. So, but already we built. If we just say cloud, hey, this does not look good, let's make it fancy. And if you just even don't want to deal with that, if you want to build, most people is now building a landing page for themselves. Go Lovable. Lovable is a perfect place, but you need to burn a little bit credit. So you can make fancy websites with fancy UX elements, UI UX elements. So that was the whole point of today's workshop. I just wanted to show you can actually do without knowing anything, but you need to just think what you need. If you can't just think what you need, if you just let the AI decide whatever you need, so then actually that's a problem. So probably you may like, you may not like, but I'm mostly guaranteed about something. It's hard to just defend the idea if it's not belong to you. So idea, actually it's not like that. I want to correct myself. So idea not the correct part, but the building part, defining the details, defining what you need, and defining what's the problem you're fixing. So as you see, building just 10 minutes, guys. So it's simple, super simple. It's not a problem. Yes, I know it's not a proper website. So, but it will be if we just keep working on it next 30 minutes. And if I work in next 2 hours, when you come back, you will see, oh my God, that's crazy. It's very modern and it's like with a liquid glass and all the just crazy buttons. So, but in the
Love it.
structure.
I think the cool thing is too, you can take that PRD and paste it into your harness of choice. anything you
Yeah.
want anywhere. It's not this like you don't need to use Claude, you don't need to use Lovable. You can use anything you want because you've built the action plan. And if the application is not going to be able to do that, right, you can always pre-prepare and say, hey, I'm going to paste this into this agent, right? Like that. Sometimes I'll say, hey, I'm going to use Claude Code. Knowing what you know about Claude Code, let's pre-prompt this because maybe it has an extension you can use that you didn't know you could use, or this or that. So thank you, Ali.
Exactly.
This was phenomenal. That was a great demo. It was cool to see. It was cool to see. Right, we had a conversation about it, made a plan from beginning to end. Right, like something that you could share and try out and have coded there where you don't necessarily know how any of the code works, but you really understand the architecture of what you want to build. So
exactly. So that's the whole point. And if you're thinking, guys, you can't make it, I just want to say that everyone can make it, but the problem is not the making it or not. So the problem is how long you will keep going to make it. So that's the problem. So the consistency is the most of the problem. So because when you make it something and when you are not getting a visitor, so people thinks, okay, I'm not getting any visitor, I'm not selling anything. So now, everyone just trying to make some SaaS business, and because of the vibe coding, which makes sense, but so people need to understand the builder mindset and the game of distribution. So first, people thinks, okay, product is ready now, audience, or some people thinks audience is ready, then product. So there is no certain receipt to how to do the things, but you need to just fail many times to understand the game for yourself, because a game is different for everyone. So that's the important part. If something works for me, it may not work for you. So that's why just listen yourself as much as possible.
I love it. Thank you, Ali. This was phenomenal. You shared a lot of bits of wisdom, and I'm excited because I think a lot of people will find some value in that. So definitely share that prompt out. I'll make sure to share that around. And thanks for sharing so much today.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for having me, man.
Have a good one.
Keep it a Zali. From the Zal down, come proper. We eat rappers for lunch, and there's some left, we eat them for supper. I keep it a Zal, homie, a Zali. Heard the streets calling E3. I man to assignments, now the whole world hear about me.